It is Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022. Welcome to another show, Walking This Way's Impact Wars podcast. I'm your host, Freeman Jackson G. Along for the ride is the Mafia, Miss A. Anna C. in her absence. We got Coach Shay in her absence, and we got Kenny Primetime Win in his absence. I guess tonight is no stranger to the podcast, the Walking This Way Impact Wars podcast. He's the founder, director, CEO of Metta Association here in Dallas, Texas. We got George P. Brooks. Our topic is on mental health. And we're here at Walking This Way Impact Voice. We welcome you once again. Like I said, you're no stranger here to the podcast. Thank you, Joe. Once again, take time out your busy schedule to chop it up with us. We talk about mental health. It's something that's very dear to your heart. And go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience. Elaborate on what you got going on. I know you being around the world doing interviews here and there, getting out there with that message that you're presenting to us, the community, to the people. So go ahead and introduce yourself and elaborate on what's going on.
Well, I want to thank y'all for joining us this evening. My name is George Brooks, based out of Dallas, Texas, the CEO and founder of Metta Association, a nonprofit that focuses on Black male mental health, uh, fighting for fatherhood, protecting Black malehood, and fighting recidivism. And we're based out of Dallas, Texas, and we're looking for your support. You can reach us at mettaassociation.org or our office number 214-810-6518.
And awesome. Like I said, I know you've been getting around the world promoting and getting out there with this very important message that's really taking place in our community. Family members, friends, significant other, you name it, some form of fashion, they are dealing with something. But before we get off into the interview and topic discussion with you, George, we got Coach Shay with us as well. I know she got some entertainment news. We'll do a big shout out to Kenny, big shout out to Anna C as well in their absence. And like I said, go ahead, Coach Shay, take away with the latest entertainment news.
Hello, everyone. It's another episode of Walking His Way. So happy to be back another Tuesday. And you know, I always come with the hot celebrity tea. So as last week I was telling y'all, J-Lo was doing her 3-day wedding event, and she decided to go and all out 3 dresses, 1 dress per day, and they were amazing. The first dress was a dramatic turtleneck with over 1,000 hand-cut handkerchiefs, y'all, like made by all the ensembles made by Ralph Lauren. She spent crazy money on these dresses. These dresses took a combination of 700 hours, y'all. Can y'all imagine a dresses taking 700 hours? These were handmade. So these were very special. After that, she slipped into a mermaid type of hugging type of dress, and each dress had Swarovski diamonds. Y'all, it was decked out. Y'all want to go see the picture? Definitely go on Instagram. Go to the Shade Room. You can find it there. You can also go on to her Instagram and Ben Affleck's page and find it there as well. Also, the feds find our Wingstop loving man, Rick Ross. Okay, so Rick Ross and his family members collectively own almost about 30 Wingstop franchises now. He done worked his way up. He owned a lot of Wingstop franchises. So the Department of Labor and Wages announced that they have collected about over $100,000 from about 5 of his franchises due to multiple violations. So y'all, we have to make sure when we opening up franchises, businesses, that we actually look and see what everything entails. You need to make sure that your stuff is on point. So some of these violations include he's actually paying people under minimum wage, and I cannot believe that he's doing this, because as much as he talks about wealth, people making money, helping people make money, he's actually paying people under minimum wage. He's falling below the 725 wages guidelines, and that's a no-go. He also, even after the minimum wage, he also charging the employees for their uniforms and the trainings, which is supposed to be company provided. Your company provides your shirts, your company provides your little hats. McDonald's ain't charging their employees for the McDonald's hats, none of that. That comes from the company. He also charging for their deductions, like if their registers come up short, he taking that out of their checks. He also, if you say, for example, if your background is kind of bad, he pay you cheaper too. He pay you less of a pay rate if your background is bad, and he gives you less hours. If you work overtime with a bad background, he giving you less money for your overtime as well. So he had this all contorted. I'm kind of glad that he came out because that's innocent people lives kind of getting ruined. You know, everybody trying to survive, everybody trying to work. And that could definitely, when we're talking about mental health today, that definitely could send a man into a mental breakdown. They working overtime. I don't work 60 hours. I'm already making 625. And now you taking you telling me I gotta pay for my training, or I can't come to work, or you telling me that I'm not getting paid or compensated correctly for my overtime? So yeah, that I'm kind of glad that
Yeah,
came out.
and even with an issue like that, from a mental health standpoint, it comes down to miscommunication because it's not the fact that the money's being taken away, it's just being appropriated to other resources that are needed. So that's an opportunity right there where we can expound upon mental health and something that we, talk about every day. So
Right, most definitely. And I'm rereading the comment section as Shay was talking about what Rick Ross got going on. Carlos Chambers said labor law violated, which is true.
He definitely did that, and they caught up with him. I don't know how long he thought that was gonna go on. He also was not doing any record keeping. He was not keeping track of who clocking in and out. He not keeping track of the people wages, who he got in his business. Major violations. How are you keeping tabs and records of your company and your business if it's failing, if it's selling? How is you keeping track?
and
So he
that sounds more like an issue of just being a bad businessman. A lot of these entertainers, they think just because you can sell a record or something, it makes you well equipped to run a business, and it doesn't. That just means you need to do a better job of finding the right people to do that for you.
Right, right. I agree 100%. Integrity is in everything when it comes to business. And like you said, George, find
yes,
somebody that's qualified to help run your day-to-day operations. And that sounds like him
for
just
sure.
being greedy. So just find somebody, hire somebody to have your day-to-day operations. Something wrong with that.
You should definitely, at that level, you should have a CPA.
Yeah.
I mean, at that level, you on the playing field, you on almost 30 locations. You should have almost a CPA in every state or everywhere that you have, or one great one that handles all of your accounting needs.
Right.
Because that it's really almost unacceptable, especially like when we look at these interviews and how you talking about money and how you talking about wealth. It sounds like you almost was scamming.
Well, and the thing is, it's like, we have accessibility now to so much information, like Anna C. I mean, we just have access to her. We have access to you, so we have that free flow of information where we can't say like our parents could say we don't know. It's just a matter of just implementing, just making it first initial jump to get out there and do it.
That is so true. That is so true.
But we
And
got the fact,
this isn't entertainment news,
yeah,
but this is
right.
like this is almost like business news too. Like this is like, y'all, we gotta stay informed. Like we have to know that when we open these businesses, they don't run off of air and they have to be managed. Like you gotta manage the business. The business don't operate by itself. You gotta manage the business. So this was a lesson,
Right.
a hard lesson that he had to learn because now the feds are involved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna touch on most of the things what you're talking about because you always got good segments. And the thing is, you can tie this into networking in the sense that it allows us opportunity to build our own commerce. Same deal. So, it's just we need to create more synergy in our communities. We
Yeah.
need to barter more. We need to barter information more. Like I said, we can't say we don't know anymore. Especially in terms of credits, because especially something like credit, because financially things don't work the same way they did even 5 years ago. I'm 44. When I turned 40, things were different. So currency is changing, things like that are changing, and it begins with reinvigorating our look into mental health, with as far as
Hmm.
people like me and what we consume in terms of business, in terms of entertainment, because we don't understand sometimes the kind of entertainment we consume dictates the business decisions that we make,
Ah,
or not. So
that's a
And
good one. That's a good one, y'all. That's definitely true too, as well. Cause like, and it's a few people in business that I don't be taking seriously, right? Like, I'll give you an example. Like when Kevin Hart started rapping and he turned his name to Chocolate Drop, I could not take him serious. I'm still gonna look at him as Kevin Hart, the comedian. Even when he started doing real estate, I'm still looking at you as Kevin Hart, the comedian. So, it's like some things don't like you said, like how we view you, how we perceive you is how we kind of interact with you as well. If we do give you our business, I don't know if I've ever eating at a wing stop that Rick Ross owns. But I'm just saying that, that probably wouldn't be my jam. I probably wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna go here because it's Rick Ross's wing stop. Like it's not a thing. So yeah, you're right. Like associations do matter.
oh yeah, most definitely. And I'm reading comment too in the comment section as well. Carlos Chambers said street sense only. So he only got street sense only.
Oh, slug. Not just playing. I mean, yeah, it we have to be taught financial literacy at a level like when we're talking about a person that's got millions of dollars and almost 30 franchises. He should be playing at a higher level and he should have people behind him telling him, hey, this is what you need to be putting in place.
Could you clarify the
But
context of
because
his
the
message?
family, because the family,
I don't know what they meant. What he meant by what the context of his message?
he was
Street.
saying like street, like he basically was like saying like he don't have enough business sense. Like he moving off of street knowledge, like the street you hustle. You might
Perfect.
take a little bit. You might pinch a little bit off of this and that.
Perfect. Perfect. Take that. You already 2 steps ahead of everybody else. Take those principles, that street sense you got, apply it to the classroom. You already got the concepts. You already got the back end knowledge. You already know how to do what you got to do. Just take that thing that you use for the negative, take that thing that used to hold you back, apply to some positive. Now you take your street knowledge and you mix it with some education and you mix it with some drive and folks like me that's gonna believe in you, pray for you, and support you. Ain't nobody stopping you at that point.
Yeah, I agree to an extent. Like you gotta mix it up, right? But
Right.
you also, I'm with Furman, like you gotta have some type of integrity. You gotta move properly.
But see,
So
he
you
out by him
take it.
having street sense to hit my he for him having street sense, he got character. See, you can't move in the street unless you got certain things down. See, I'm taking for granted
That's true.
he already got that down. See, I hope I don't sound like an old dude, but I'm gonna sound like an old dude. See when he said street sense only, that's why I asked y'all what did he mean by that to make sure I didn't misunderstand him.
Well, I'm gonna read another comment too
Yeah.
from him. He
Oh,
said in
okay.
the comment section, he says, moving dope. And there's another comment says, he says, unapproachable and small circle and repeat history like a form of slavery. Which I say about that one.
He needs a mentor. A
Yeah,
mentor.
that's why, and that's me
But
too. That's why I'm like, he don't got nobody behind him telling him because the people that own the businesses with him is family.
yeah,
Family not gonna check you when you need
they're not gonna
checking.
check you. Because what I'm
Family
hearing
not
is
gonna tell you.
I'm kind of hearing something in him. I'm kind of hearing a little drive. I'm kind of hearing a little something. but he needs mental. If he can email me or go to metassociation.org, email me sometime, and I'll get back with you, hopefully by the end of the week, and see if maybe I don't know what I can do, but maybe I can do something and maybe get you, find out more about you. Maybe if something I can point you in the right direction.
Yeah, come read another comment too. Carlos Chamber said he doing what he know.
He
Exactly.
doing what he know
Exactly.
how to
And that's
do.
my thing. Ain't
Rick
nothing wrong
Ross.
with it. But here's my thing. Take what you know and then add upon it. Take what you know.
I
If you're
don't
a
think I
hustler,
don't think he doing what he know. I think he doing what
because we
he
have to spend
I think
time with
he
these young
doing
men.
what he don't know.
Exactly. Because
But
we
he
have to,
doing what he think is right.
because that's when people like me come in that's gonna spend time and actually be like, hey, just give me a minute, tell me one, two things about you, and try to help people. Okay, well then try this. Okay, well then you like to do this, that means you got some hustle. Okay, try it. It's gonna like just like we doing right now. This is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Right.
only way it's gonna happen.
He
Man,
do.
this is interesting stuff. Like I said, we are live streaming, of course, here on Facebook Live. So we encourage
Mm-hmm.
y'all to like, share, get the thumbs up, get the hearts up, leave your comments. Big shouts out to Carlos Chambers for the comments. Big shouts out to everybody that's watching us here on Facebook Live tonight. And we back with y'all
Yes.
once again. We're talking about mental health. And also we got Coach Shay as well. And that's really gonna tie us in because I know with exercise and mental health really plays a role in our mental health and embedded to how to conquer it, how to master it. And I was doing some kind of research too the other day on mental health. I was looking at some things that people have put out that maybe you agree, disagree, comment, is it true, is it not true, and all the other good stuff. So we're gonna shoot it off, of course, with this one I was looking at. It says this one, I'm gonna pull this up. And since we talking about men and mental health, this something right here I came across. It says, and then see if y'all both agree with this one. This is back in July 13, 2022. Scientists pinpoint reason why women may not respond to depression treatment the same as men. Previous analysis within the nucleus accumbens show that different genes were turned on or off in women, but not in men diagnosed with depression. It was back in July 13, 2022. George, what you want to say about that?
Man, we just different. It don't even take all that, man. We just different. We just, and then it's all this to it, man. We can go on something else. I mean,
Say
it's
since
just,
when
it's
is
just,
everybody genetic
yeah.
makeup the same
We already know
anyway?
this.
Yeah, like nobody genetic makeup is the same. And
Right.
we really have to, I was sitting here thinking about that too the other day. Like we really have to be more grateful that it's only one of us. Like it's only one you. I don't care nowhere else you go, and you'll never find another you. So be more grateful that you're authentic. Be more grateful that it's only one you in the world. It's just one. It's not a replica.
That's all right. July 6, 2022. Depression in fathers and children linked, regardless of genetic relatedness. It says ancestral depression, a behavioral problem on the rise, and pertaining depression may be contributed to the increase regardless of the weather. This talk about fathers and children regardless of genetic relatedness. What y'all say about depression?
Ooh,
But it said
okay.
this link with fathers. It's really it has nothing to do with the mother. Basic in this research back in July 6, 2022, it has something to do with the fathers.
I would say I can that's kind of believable being a research for the majority of my life, knowing that the male is the prominent prospect when it comes to making babies. So they kind of really are responsible for a lot of genetic makeup, a lot of mutation or whatever goes on. They kind of are responsible for that because they have a sperm cell. So that kind of is believable that they contribute you know, some type of, mental or whatever. It's likely because I mean they determine the sex of the baby. The man determine the sex of a child.
Exactly.
Right, because in the semen, it's blood in the semen. That's how they taste the male's DNA. from the sperm.
Yeah, we determine the chromosome. So
Yeah. So I definitely can believe that. So yeah, I could believe that. When a person say you acting like your daddy, spot on.
I'm sorry, y'all.
But I'm reading the comment too.
The men responsible, they are. I could believe that.
Well, I'm reading this comment. Carlos Chambers say is partial genetic and habit. What'd you say about that?
It is.
Partial genetic and habit.
I'm sorry. You go first. I'm sorry. I just jump right in there.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Partial genetic and habit. Go ahead.
It's like in my case, I say all the time, I call it a perfect storm. Everybody has that perfect cocktail that may set something off. It's genetic, it's environmental, it's circumstantial, it's asinine, it's ridiculous, it's hilarious, it's a whole bunch of different things, but it's what makes us unique.
Right.
It's our fingerprint. I'm starting to even think beyond just gender nowadays. We all like you said earlier, just like you made it beautifully. We are own unique just being, even beyond gender now.
Yes.
See,
that is so true. And like you said, like environment play a lot, circumstances play a lot. And I would say for me, like when I suffer with depression, mine is like not clinically diagnosed. Like ain't nobody clinically diagnosed me, but I have had episodes where I have to go to talk to a therapist or talk to a counselor, like where your depression seems circumstantial or situational. So it is those certain type of situations that we run into, they just floor us and we might need some help. And you have to recognize sometimes where you need help beyond your understanding or beyond prayer or beyond, your spiritual can, withstand, because I understand that people rely a lot on the spiritual when it comes to somebody saying, oh, I'm thinking about committing suicide. Well, go pray. Okay, if it's gotten that bad, it's beyond my spiritual person. I done turned my spiritual person off. Now I'm in the world. Yeah, I'm on something else. So it's beyond my control now. So we have to be aware of those type of things when it's beyond our control.
Right. And I'm thankful for Carmen for having this discussion, because we get a chance to talk about the spiritual link as it relates to our clinical link when it comes to dealing with mental illness, because for a long time we did not discuss it as Black folks. If anything, it was antagonistic relationships. I remember being in high school, getting arguing with the principal over theological stuff, because I didn't want to hear all of it, and I was vocal, when I was that age, and I would get in trouble. I would get kicked off school, newspaper, all kinds of stuff. But the thing is, it just plays a part into it. So that's the political aspect of it.
And another thing I'm looking up too. Early term birth associated with higher rate of ADHD as reported by teachers. August 12, 2022. Among children born at term 37 to 41 weeks, those born before 39 weeks are most likely to experience symptoms associated with. What did I say about that?
I'm about sick of the ADHD type stereotypical type of situation. Honestly, I'm about sick of it. They kind of use it as a tool to try to get us to like manipulate us into thinking that it's something wrong with our kids if they are if they up moving around or being, I feel like they're just being kids. Like I don't understand. Like most of the time they be like, oh, they have attention hyper deficit, and no, they are a child. Like I feel like that's a diagnosis that they should quit putting onto children. Like I feel like children are being children. Children are not supposed to sit and be able to be still for 8 hours. That's an adult. A child not supposed, like it's certain stuff that they try to equate that a child not gonna do.
Right.
Yeah, I don't feel like no child should be diagnosed with this and medicated. Now you can diagnose me, you can say whatever, but when it comes to putting them on medication, I don't think any child should be medicated unless they're able to really fully express their feelings, how they feeling before the medication and during, how it makes them feel, and after taking it. Because I've had a friend that put her kid on a medication suggested by the doctor. She trying to go by the doctor orders, and it kind of made things even worse. You know, especially she run out of medicine, can't get him to get the medicine. Now he really having an episode. He really had, a side effect from the medication, or he experiencing dehydration because the medicine is a narcotic. I mean, like point blank, period. They pretty much give you a narcotic. Now, it's one that's not, but still along the lines for a kid to make them be so stable. To me, that's a drug. Like you giving a kid a drug to calm them down. It's kind of like, it's kind of like giving them melatonin to make them, relax. It's like Ritalin, like, kind of other drugs to suppress whatever emotion that they're trying to express. So I don't feel like that they should be medicated unless it's another psychological problem linked to the ADHD. I don't feel like ADHD alone is enough to medicate a child.
Well, I'm going to read the comments in the comment section. It says so many people are being wrongly diagnosed. What y'all say about that?
That's exactly what I'm talking about now. Like you can't be like a child got ADHD because they won't sit down, pay attention, like this. They're being a kid. Like it's a kid.
I won't even say that it's a matter of people being wrongly diagnosed. It's a matter of us being having so lazy and trifling in the fact that we haven't dealt with our mental illness for generations, that we are behind the 8 ball now. And now we got to run and play catch up to know what we are doing.
And then people using their children as a check. Let's really talk about it. Let's really dig into it.
That's true too. That is very true. So
people need their disability. So y'all,
but before we can even deal with that problem, we got problem number one, dealing with this stigma, because you still got people that don't even believe mental illness exists. Believe all we got to do is listen to Big Mama and pray it away, and it's gonna be all right. And don't think that the two can coexist. You can have God and your meds. You can have your both. Anybody tell you they don't know what they talking about, and I tell them to their face, they are damn fool. I don't care. But the thing is, you have to find it your way. You have to walk your path in your medicinal care and in your path of God and as a person. There's things about all this.
Well, I'm gonna ask this too. I'm gonna ask this too as well to George. I'm gonna ask this also. Okay, in the hospital, in the hospital, what about the shots they give us, especially as infants?
A lot.
What do you want to say about
that? If y'all say something too that I know is legally kind of like they can't do it, I might just say something just in case.
Right.
Say something, but go ahead.
Okay. No, I'm just saying, like with the shots and stuff, they infect inside the children. Don't you think? What would you say? What's your opinion on that? Because I know they try to show all kind of stuff in our body to get us acting all type of way.
Now, when it comes to these vaccines that they're releasing right now, a lot of them are they're manipulated with mRNA, and they've been tampered with a lot. The vaccinations that we had back in the day have been a lot more done, been researched a lot more than they get researched right now. So I feel more comfortable with the old school vaccines, the vaccinations that I'm familiar with, that I grew up with, because I know those vaccines was already made, like they already done. They don't went through all their trials, all that. But we have to be mindful that these vaccines right now that they are doing, we in trial. We going through phases. When y'all heard phases, that mean we in trial. That mean it's going through nuclear testing. That we is in a test. And that's a lot of why I left the medical field, because it was just so much going on, testing my integrity, and so much stuff people needed to know. I had to go out so I can tell people what they need to know.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things.
I've heard that a lot from people in the medical industry. So I understand.
Yeah, it was so much. So when you get to manipulating mRNA, playing with people's genetics and DNA and all this, No, that's something I ain't interested in. But the old school vaccines that's already been tested and tried and ran through, I'm cool with that. Stopping at 11, the vaccines, I'm cool with that. So don't let anybody tell you that you're not fully vaccinated just because you decide not. I mean, I went off on people. I went off on people for trying to tell me that I'm not fully vaccinated. I've been fully vaccinated since I was 11 or 12, whatever the last requirement was when I was a child. So I'm a fully vaccinated adult and that chooses not to be vaccinated with coronavirus.
Well, the thing people gotta understand, you gotta keep your immune system strong. That's the main thing is your health. If you don't keep your immune system strong, of course you're gonna detect all type of sickness. I remember I used to suffer with a lot of sinus and everything else, but since I started keep my immune system strong, I don't experience that stuff no more. I don't experience being sick anymore. Right? I didn't experience none of the COVID stuff. It's all about keeping your immune system strong. Make sure you eating healthy. Make sure you drinking plenty of water. You have to take care of your health. It is God's will for you to be healthy. Before we go any further, I got some more comments. It said response to semblance, lack of control. People operate people operate different at work and church because we are paid or put on to impress. Which I say about that one.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good remark. That is so true. That is a good one. That is a good one.
Let me get to it.
That is so true. He said that people act differently from work and church because, I mean, you get paid to work. That's true.
No, well, you do, but you shouldn't.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you do. I can see that. Most people do act different everywhere they go because they don't know how to be themselves. They don't know how to be. They haven't learned who they want to be yet.
Yeah, but
So
people don't know what I mean by
different everywhere.
People don't know what I mean by that yet because I ain't told them yet. But what I mean by that, you should be in a constant state of flow. You should be a consistent you, but when you're at work, you should be a different side of the shore. Same river, same flow. At church, a different side of the shore. Same river, same flow. That way people you don't fall into the trappings of feeling like you compromising yourself. It's like, oh, I got to be fake at work. You know how especially how we do each other with that fake stuff. That's how we avoid that. We reconcile and understand that it's okay for us to be us. You can have a Valley Girl moment and it's okay, but it don't make you any less real. You still the same stream. So once you think about that, it's easier to make your transitions throughout your day, and it keeps you healthier mentally. It just helps you flow better. And a lot of these things, just little things you can try, coping things to help you resolve what's going on in your own mind. Because even if you don't have a mental health diagnosis, it's still hard. I'm just one of the people that got a few diagnoses. I struggle to deal with it every day. But I know what it's like to not have to. I don't know what it's like not to have to deal with it, but I imagine it's still hard for most people.
Oh yeah, and I believe that too. And I'm going to look at some more stuff too. Travel therapy. There's another research. June 23rd, 2022. Could holidays help mental health and well-being? Many of us would likely heard of music. Well, it said many of us have likely heard of music therapy and art therapy. But what about travel therapy? A new cross-disciplinary paper proposal we change how we view tourism, seeing it not just as a what y'all say about that?
I've been seeing a lot of people doing it. I've been seeing a lot of people doing travel therapy for sure. I've been seeing a lot of people doing it. But when I thought about travel therapy, I was thinking about like people using like people going to like people when you first said travel therapy, I was thinking like being mobile, like a therapist like coming to you type of thing.
Yeah.
But it says, go ahead.
But the thing about mobile therapy, you can try to hopefully, either way you create it, you can fit it to make it to fit your budget. You know, you might not can fly to Miami every weekend, but if you can get cross town, you know, 1 or 2 nights a week or 1 or 2 nights a month, that's something you can set up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Is ways to try to do things. That way you don't fall into the trap of I ain't got no money, I can't do nothing. Let me not do nothing. Or let me just wait and just find ways to make your stuff happen for you today. I don't care how you do it. I don't care what it look like. But once you
Mhm.
start, you'll notice things will start getting better for you.
Got a
And
comment section
I'm
too on that.
yeah, and I
Camps
gotta
and
drill
retreats.
this because this is what's working.
Right. And I see this in the comment section. Camps and retreats. Really just tied in what y'all was saying, like something like the travel therapy. Like
Yeah,
I think it's a place. I don't say I think it's a place here in Dallas somewhere. It's a campsite where you actually go. You take your cell phones, you put your cell phones away, and it's a place for you and your significant other go where you
yeah.
have to interact with each other. There's no TV. It's just you and the individual that you with. You have to interact with each other. I think that's a good way too, because you better talk about a lot of
I
stuff.
think these days and age that should be a TV show to see how long we
Yeah,
survive.
yeah, because I don't know about that. Because it's like pandemic, we was already all in the full phase. I don't
I
know.
Well,
really want to see how that's gonna make
okay, if you look at it now, we don't communicate no more. Okay, let's say you go
the
out somewhere.
communication
I
is
think
terrible. I
It's
mean,
and,
that
so
would be a
busy.
great
Look,
way.
and
go
it's a
ahead.
perfect point. You just made the perfect point because you said communication. It's different than spending time. Physical face-to-face time ain't the same as communicating because I can look in your face all day and we not articulate
We not
communicate
say
a damn
nothing.
thing. But I cannot see you for 3 days and we didn't bonded more than anything. It's about communication. See, you want to click with people with like minds. And I'm glad because y'all still a little younger than me. I'm impressed by the fact that y'all understand the importance of communication, not just listening, but actually interpreting and condensing and digesting the information. So thank y'all for it. Because I
Oh,
still
most
got problems with it. I've been through it. I
Right.
know. So
I said, I guess I got it young. I got it young for being in the medical field. You know, like when you're in the medical field, young,
mm,
it's so stern. You know, everybody pretty stern on you. I mean, you really can't make no mistakes.
yeah.
You know, like so. I guess I kind of get that from being in the medical field. Very detail oriented. I have to listen. I gotta pay attention. You know, so yeah, thank you for recognizing that
Well,
about
you
us.
know, and we got to get over our feelings a lot of times, and and understand facts are always going to be facts. That was part of me being accountable and dealing with my recovery because whatever I did or didn't do was what I did or didn't do.
Mhm.
Okay,
That's
all I
a
could,
that
all yeah,
acceptance.
yeah. All I could do was affect what I did the next minute, the next moment. So, and I took that down to my own personal responsibility to how I dealt with people, to how I run my nonprofit, to how I manage my health, to everything to this day. And
So how did you go about your acceptance? Because like it be a lot of people, suffering from addiction and mental health, and they ashamed. Like they ashamed to disclose that or discuss
I,
it.
I,
And how did you become to the point where you was like, okay, this is my problem, but I know even with my problem, I can still help people.
okay, I'm put it to you like this. I'm from South Memphis. If you're from South Memphis, you know what they mean. All right. Where I was raised, it don't matter what nobody think. Whatever you are, good or bad, and I don't mean this in no ratchet sense, but I mean whoever you are is just who you are. I was always the weird kid. I was a kid that was in the anime and stuff back in the 80s when they really didn't know what it was. Old school. So I was always kind of ostracized anyway, especially by my own father. So, when I went through this addiction, I realized I didn't go through this for no reason. I'm not still here for no reason. So, why have shame in talking about it? I never hurt anybody. Nobody ever hurt me. I got all the fixings with it. I know all about it. I haven't broken any laws or anything to get anything, so I don't have any. anything like that. But let me use that pain and trauma and experience to try to make it better for someone else so I don't run into another me, another young father in a new marriage that's dealing with his own mental health illness and his own son who's having to fight the mother, who's having to fight his own family, who's scared, alone, but only wants to be the best father that he can be and help others.
Mhm.
So he doesn't have to feel that feeling that I felt. So
Right.
that's what
Amazing. Let's tap into that because that's deep. That's deep. So were you raised by a single parent? Like
no,
what was your component? What was your life like as a kid?
man, we were fun, man. We were poor. We were really poor. But we had of course we were dysfunctional, but the more I think about it, we real dysfunctional. But it's like I can see that in your family, I can see it in everybody's family. But two-parent household, my parents didn't divorce until I was a teenager. Grew up in South Memphis, mostly poor. When I lived about a year without electricity, running water coming up, stuff like that. So, stuff like that wasn't a big deal to me coming up. But other than that, to me, it was just an average childhood. Everybody's childhood is average to them.
Yeah.
Nobody really say, watch people that say, oh, I had just a strange childhood, because if your childhood is anything other than average to you, that's a little
Right.
narcissistic.
Mm. Like, oh, my childhood was amazing. No.
Yeah, that's a
I
little
think
crazy.
that's kind of how, well, for me, I was raised in a single parent, a single parent household. And my mom, she dealt with alcohol abuse, drug abuse. My dad, he pretty much was like, he would be with his other family. Like say this is stuff we don't talk about too in our communities, how we have to separate. When the mama raising the baby, the daddy, he gone about his life, he with another woman raising that woman's children. And that would have an effect on me.
Let me ask you this. Why do you feel like it was a difference made between his relationship with his family and his relationship with you and, your,
Only only on a financial level.
but in terms of him interacting or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
in
okay.
terms of like interaction or like bonding or like anything like that, like that's my dog. Like that's my daddy. Like we have an unbelievable father, daughter bond. But when it came to financially, like, my mama over her, she kind of struggling with me. It wouldn't always be the best. Like I might got these shoes, but they might got some new shoes because you the man of the house. You over there, you gotta take care of them now.
And I say this too to a lot of younger people that may for some reason Lord be listening to me. Understand that your mom and your dad relationship ain't none of your business, and you stay in the child's place. And as long as ain't nobody whooping your mama ass, you get somewhere and sit down and be quiet. And you let your parents sort this stuff out. Because there's things you don't know, there's life experience you don't have. You don't know what goes on in a relationship. You get somewhere and you shut up. Because you might mess up some and you don't even know what you're doing.
Oh,
Because I had
that.
one more grown fool tell me what they gonna do about what they parents finna do. Get somewhere and sit your grown foolish self down. And you on your third divorce.
Wow.
Oh wow. I guess
You know the
so.
person I'm talking about. I mean, not the person I'm talking about, but the kind of people I'm talking
Right,
about.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not
Because
saying,
people don't want to be accountable. They'll look for other avenues to blame
yeah,
somebody else for what they're doing instead of being more accountable. It's like now you hear a lot of stuff, and I know we're gonna talk about this later on. I'm reading another one too. Back in June 6, 2022, adults sleep better together than they do alone. This is a study back in June 6, 2022. A new study finds a relationship between bed sharing, sleep, and mental health. Adults who share a bed with a partner or spouse sleep better than those who sleep alone. It's according to a new study. What do y'all say about that?
That's probably true. Because after you've been around somebody for so long, you damn near can't sleep without them. It's terrible.
I ain't finna say all that.
It's terrible. I mean, I've been very attached to a person where when they left or went to work, I would know they got out of bed, and I can't sleep no more. Like
Especially working the night
I'm,
shift.
I'm
that affected
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
especially
old
working the
and
night shift.
cynical, y'all. And I've been married already, and I'm old and cynical, and I'm like, sometimes I want my nights by myself to stretch out and go on and just, lay it out and sleep.
Right.
Sometimes it's cool. But, later on, when you've been somebody, talking about 10 years longer, on that 8, and, the respiratory don't, and you might ate something wrong. It just get like that. So I'm not finna sit up here and say I don't want to, imbibe with my loved one. Sometimes, hey,
He like the bed alone is okay with me.
yeah,
Okay,
sometimes it's
that's
okay.
fair. Yeah,
But I
that's
heard, but speaking of, I heard that some people sleep better when their spouse at home, especially if they work the night. Let's say, okay, they say for the man. They say if the man worked the night shift, the wife is in the bed by herself, and some wives feel better when their husband at home at night in the bed with them side by side.
And they getting too complicated. I ain't talking about all the different shifts and who work first. I'm
I'm
saying
crying.
you consistently sleep together, but sometimes one night a week, a night apart, won't, how can I miss you if you never go away? That's all I got to say.
They say, how can I miss you if you never go away? No, you got to be right here. I sleep with you every night. Okay.
But hey, I mean, hey,
I'm just being
it's for
silly, y'all. That's
everybody.
all.
All right, I'm
It,
gonna
Yeah,
lose this.
it definitely can be a mental. That can be a mental thing because it could become
yeah,
a codependency problem. Like, and I've suffered from that, especially when I was pregnant. Like, I could not sleep without my spouse. When I was
right.
pregnant, I was a big baby. I need you to rub the belly till I go to sleep. All that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can definitely see how that can mess with your mental health.
Hey,
Yeah, and
wait,
see,
that
like, and one good thing that'll come from us men, especially the black men, really dealing with our mental health, we'll learn how to get comfortable with how we administer affection. Because a lot of times, like one big thing I see right now, they show like guys kissing kids in the mouth, and they make a big deal out of it. I'm like, why is this an issue? I'm not that. That's not my kid. I can't judge what's comfortable for them. Now we all know, we all got some damn common sense about this situation, but at the same time, that's their relationship. I'm not getting involved in that. So you kind of glean back from that and just let people,
Yeah,
um,
it's not to say that it ain't weird or nothing,
it's definitely
or
weird, but I'm saying
or
guys
after a
have to be
certain
comfortable
age.
knowing what their limits are. They don't know is
Yeah.
a lot of guys don't know, do I hug my son? Do I not hug my son? Do I shake his hand? Do I not shake his hand? How long do I hug my son? Do I give my son a kiss on the cheek? Because a lot of us never got that kind of affection. And then
Yeah.
we live in this real insecure, ultra macho society, and anything you do is considered effeminate in that regard, and that's the antithesis of what it is.
all right.
But a lot of
Um,
guys don't know what's the appropriate affection, not
and
because of
also,
any defect on their part, or any illicit behavior or thought on their part, just because we just don't know anymore. And then you threw COVID on top of that, where it was really like, get away from everybody, get away from everybody. Hell, we really don't know what to do. We pass each other now. We don't know whether we
Now we monkey pocket. Now we got monkey pox.
yeah, never got monkeypox. So, like I said, the mental health issue, especially in terms, and like I said, we just talking about dealing with black men.
Yeah.
Just in a little time we've talked, everything that we discovered and can touch upon right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I've read some comments too. Comment said, yes, I'm a witness. My friend works on the water. We sleep on the phone when he has no signal. I cannot sleep. I think it depends on good relationships. Feeling safe is an issue. I'm good with being alone upon request.
Yeah, see, yeah, like, see, that's a thing. Like when we was kids, like think about it. We used to be on the phone, we fall asleep on the phone with each other.
We
That
still
type
do.
of connection, that type of, and I feel like that is a form of intimacy.
Yeah,
It's
and
a form of intimacy.
and the funny thing is, they think they came up with it. I'm like, we were doing the same thing. I get it. It's like, and I want to tell them, hey y'all, I get it, but y'all that don't mean y'all can do it just because I did it. It didn't work for me. You know what I'm saying? It did not behoove me any benefits. So
Mm,
I'm telling you, don't do it.
It's so
That's all I'm trying to get my kids to understand. And luckily, I got some small kids. I don't know if I can say all of them right now, but I got some small ones, and
okay.
I'm blessed that they listen.
How many kids you got, Mr. Burks?
Two biological, three step, five total.
Okay, okay. Out
Love
of
them to death.
woo,
In my
mm.
crew.
they
So
inherited some kids and got some kids, and that's beautiful.
I want
Yeah.
to try to leave. It was important to me to try to leave something for my sons, especially something with my name on it that would mean that would say, my dad tried to do something to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to leave for my son. And then I thought about it, said, I want to leave that for everybody's son, so at least a sense of, you know, keep trying to do something. Like we were saying earlier, try to, get involved, try to do that because that's the only way it's gonna come to you.
Yeah.
I sat back in my hometown in Memphis and I literally wasted away years, you know, with that mindset of somebody owed me something, and I
Mm.
had an excuse to lay there with my health problems. People, I had talk with the lady the other day. She asked, "Mr. Rose, why do you do this?" I say, "I can't not do this."
Ah, that part.
And they like, with your health, you should be. Yeah, I said, "Ma'am, I can't not do this. I don't know how to not. I don't know how to stop." So
We need people like that. We need people that don't give up, that don't surrender to their circumstances, that do overcome and can show people how to get out of them situations. We need
and
those type of people.
my
So
older son,
what have you discovered since like being in this realm is the biggest correlation with Black men and mental health? What have you discovered?
oh, there's so many tendrils that go into that. Wow, so many things that connected that hurt it. For one, our pride. Our pride is killing us, and I would say is finding something that I think is getting people's attention because it's like, yeah, I don't believe, bro. We need this. This keeping us broke. If for no other reason, that a lot, well, for that and other reasons that we men will talk about in private, but for that and no other reason, we can say that's enough to come to the table and listen to what I'm trying to say, because there is a financial component attached to this. And if people think I'm sitting on a room full of documents and stuff, no, it's just common sense stuff. It's just common sense. It's just stuff I see, you know. It's just maybe some coaching or whatever. I do life coaching. I do public speaking. I need to get out there and push my public speaking. I need to raise my personal brand also. That way I can reach more people, penetrate more, and do more work.
And you know
Right.
what? It's a lot of work we got to do,
Yeah,
especially when it comes to our relationships, when it
right.
comes to our community. Just sitting here thinking and somebody. Okay, I got another comment. I agree. Pride and balance. Balance is the key to life. Is the simple. Is the simple but hard to do. What y'all say about that?
Finding the balance is hard. Finding the balance is hard, and it take diligence, and it take being intentional about what you really want to do. You gotta
Right.
be intentional about it. When you're trying to get this balance to maintain it, You gotta be intentional about it. And you gotta be straight up with yourself about how you gonna get there.
Yeah, that's so. I'm gonna ask you this too, and I know we talking about men and mental health, and I'm gonna ask you this one too, George. Have we really grasped the concept of manhood? Do we know what manhood is? Do we understand manhood? I'm not talking. People that think of manhood, they think about their dick, but have you really grasped the ability of manhood? I'm talking about understanding the leadership role, understanding being a visionary, understanding being a problem solver. Have we grasped that yet? Because now we're in the generation now where you have guys blaming women for everything. The woman she's a gold digger. She's independent. I'm gonna tell you, it's nothing wrong with an independent woman, and I'm gonna explain why I say that for.
Go ahead.
Let's say if you need an independent woman in your life, because if something happened to you, God forbid, something happened to you, you know she's strong enough to keep it going.
Right.
If you get a woman who's vulnerable and weak, she's not gonna be able to handle it.
Right.
So you need that strong woman on the side of you. God forbid something happened to you, she still know how to hold it down.
Man,
Hey guys said, I don't want that. They want somebody that's stupid. They want somebody that's dumb. They want somebody that's an idiot. So if something happened to you today or tomorrow, she don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But guys are blaming, I'm saying, like, some guys are blaming women for a lot of stuff now. You know, you got this whole midtown move. Men go their own way. Hypergamy. You got all this coach they doing now. And guys are blaming, well, she did this to me. She's the reason why I'm not successful. She's the reason why I'm not ambitious. She's the reason why I did. And she's the reason why that. They even got guys telling guys to go overseas now to get women. Because they said the women here in America,
we too combative.
Yeah, all the other stuff. What you say about that, George?
We too combative.
Oh my God.
I think if they don't want to hear a woman complain, they should be with a man.
Well, a woman gonna respect the man. And we talk about this all the time. A woman gonna respect the man. They say, well, an independent woman won't respect the man. Yes, she will. She will pick up a real man. She will pick up that man about his business. He ain't showboat. He ain't trying to tell I'm the man, submit to me. He lives according to his mission statement and his core values. A woman will pick up a man when she see one. She will pick up a sucker when she see one. She said, oh, I can run game on this sucker. But this man right here, I have to line up with this program because this is a real man.
Okay. Y'all should be so grateful this man exists. Y'all should be so happy. So happy.
Because it's rare.
You know, everybody be saying that, just talking about it's rare. It's rare.
It's not rare. It's not rare.
They just scattered.
It's not scattered. It's just you gotta know what you're listening for.
Yeah.
See, every man gonna tell you all this business. All you gotta do is know what you're listening for. That's it. I don't care.
We be missing it. Ladies, a lot of us, we be missing it. We be missing it.
Here's the thing. Your ear's not supposed to hear that.
Yeah, we be missing it.
Women ain't supposed to hear certain things. Just like we ain't supposed to hear certain things that y'all say.
That one.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But everybody's saying something. Anytime you go into a room, even if somebody don't say 2 words, you watch them long enough. I don't mean sit there and go. We just be around and feel the flow of the room. And I don't mean in a manipulative, sneaky way. Just go and be yourself and be open. And you learn a lot about who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with. So, but
do you think that a lot of people going into these relationships battling mental health, and then they get in these relationships and they just crumble because it's 2 people that's suffering and in silence and don't know how to communicate that?
People too worried about relationships. People need to stop worrying about being in relationships all the time.
Right. I agree.
People always feel like they gotta be in a relationship. No, spend most of your life single so you can get to know yourself.
You know, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, we're trying to get, cars without knowing how to drive. What makes a half of us think we deserve to be in relationships? Even I question, why is this woman wasting her time?
We, as growing up, is traditionally, by the time we hit a certain age, your mama and your daddy, you got a boyfriend, we got a almost like it's programmed.
But from an anthropological standpoint, that's more about mating than about relationships. So that may be why that
Ah,
lingers the way it does. That may be why we feel this need to have companionship at this point, is because we're dealing with the residual effects and DNA footprint
I'm
or
gonna say like
fingerprint
nature.
mating from
Yeah,
nature. It may be more
yeah.
nature why we feel like we need relationships than actual companionship, because we can get that in a more communal setting without feeling like we have to be, where we have to
Obligate.
cohabitate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another, yeah, well, you know
What?
what? I encourage any single man out there that's single. If you're still living with your parents,
Not playing single. Go ahead, Pat.
go and get your own place. It's best for a guy to learn how to live on his own first before he get into a relationship. That's just my opinion, it's not for everybody. Because like you said, Joy, it gives you time to learn yourself. A lot of guys don't learn them. They have not really learned themselves yet. They make it as all about the woman. Y'all, that's why you got people on YouTube. Everybody comes to the man. Get the muscles, get the money, get the clothes, and you get that woman. Why can't I do that stuff for you first? If you want that bag, get the bag for you. You want the clothes, get it for you. You want the muscle, get it for you. Don't do it, try to get a woman. That's their problem. They gotta do everything for. I heard it the other day at work. This guy kept talking about a girl, his girl, his girl. What about you?
Mm.
What is you doing to better yourself as a man? You be saying the girl, the girl, the girl. But what about you, my brother? What about you getting yourself together and focus on you? Because you're not ready for a relationship if you don't know who you are.
Yeah. And the thing is, this is how you can tell if a guy's move is gonna end up back home. If he get ready to move and you ask her what's her name and he gives you an answer, he gonna be back. He gonna come right back
Okay.
because it's best. And I advise our young men to go on out and make that jump and go on bump your head early. Go on get those learning pains out the way while you got this support. Don't sit up there and wait and do it for a woman or do it for the wrong reason. Not saying the woman's the wrong reason, but if you're not doing it for yourself, it's the wrong reason.
Yeah,
And
learn how
don't
to
put
live
that
your
young lady through that while you messing up.
Say, I agree 100%. You gotta learn this stuff on your own. Get your own place. Learn how to take your ass to work. I'm gonna say that too. Go to work. Get some urgency about yourself because when you got your own place, it gonna make you go to work. If you staying at home with mom, then you get lazy and you get complacent. So when you have your own place, you get that urge. Okay, I got my own place now. I have to go to work. I have to pay bills. If not, I'm gonna lose everything. All
Okay,
that stuff plays a role
okay,
because
let's say we got somebody watching this right now, and they hearing y'all, and they've been in a relationship for 2 or 3 years, and they like, man, this is hitting hard. I need to stop living off of this girl. I need to get on my own, and I need to get my own space. Should the woman respect the fact that the man want to move on his own, even though they in a committed relationship?
I
you
think
should.
okay, then a committed relationship. Yes, because who cares to be in a relationship? You ain't got to live with everybody because you're in a relationship, bro.
And you're not married.
That's
You're
somebody
not
that
married.
good.
So
That's somebody I got to where I didn't understand. It's like people. I'm sorry for being exuberant about it, but people talk about, well, I'm in a relationship, so that means we got to live together. No, you don't. Depends.
Some
Different
people
have two
relationships
people
better
have different
separate.
needs. You might have two people that might be jet setters. They may have to, they may not have home-based cities. Their relationship may necessitate that. You may have two people that are more homebodies that may work better for them. We got to stop defining our relationships by other people. Because see, that's what I did with God for so long. And see, I denied my own blessings by trying to judge my relationship with God and pattern after everybody else's. And we do it with our own
Mm.
relationships, and then we wonder why we miserable.
That's so true. Me and my best friend talk about that a lot. Like, your relationship don't have to be traditional. It don't have to be what everybody else say that it gotta be. And I think a lot of us don't accept that part. Like, we don't accept that. Like, we look at other people, like you said, like we look at other people's relationship, and we like, mine's supposed to be like that. It should be like this.
You're supposed to be with the best you can make it
You're
because
right.
it's supposed to be the best you can make it because relationships are supposed to add to your life.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to look at, is this person adding to my life? This person add value.
Mm.
Or
You
are
know,
they taking away?
yeah, and not detract from it. You shouldn't be with somebody that's
Mm.
add drama or anything like that.
Most
You know,
definitely.
it should be a harmonious thing. Don't and here's the same thing too. If somebody's causing a whole lot of friction between you and your family, hey, don't pick a side and start playing the in the middle stuff. Don't do that. I've been through that. Don't do that. Hey, either go on with mama, go on with boo. Go on, mom. Whatever side you pick, hey, that's the side you're gonna have to rock with.
Right. Most
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
And
Yeah.
whoever wrong, whoever right, you walk with whoever right. Cause if mama wrong, I don't care if it's mama. Mama got to wrong. If boo wrong, I don't care. You got to do what's right on that because you may be in a situation, especially you have kids, you can't put folks in the middle because you too weak to do something about it. Because if you're in the middle of a situation, because you choose to keep staying there. So don't sit there
Yeah,
and play
man,
that.
that's a good point right there. That's a good point right there, Mr. Brooks. Cause I mean, it be certain situations where you want your significant other to stand up for you
Yeah.
and step in
Well, let me
and
say this: how he gonna stand up for you? He never stand up for himself.
Now he ain't gotta do all that.
oh
See, here's the thing. I've been through this exact thing. I've been
oh
through this exact thing. This exact thing that y'all saying. Ain't nobody got to stand up for nobody. Ain't nobody got to do nothing else. Leave the situation alone. Walk away. Don't make it about, oh, you didn't stand up for me. Don't make it about this. Why? That's a distraction. All
mm,
you're doing is arguing about that instead of dealing with the fact you got to act on it to move forward. And then you get with a soul ass because you worried about why didn't she back me up? It wasn't about that at that time. See, that back want to
mm.
be backed up is about your ego. Ego get your head chopped off. See what
I'm
just
about to
happened?
say ego. I think ego I mean, ego be having me on my feels, I guess. Cause I
And
mean, it be
yeah,
situations like that where you do be like, sometimes you be like, man, where the rescue
yeah,
rope?
yeah. And you
You
see that was
ain't save me.
and Herman, there wasn't a criticism. There was just an observation, just let you know how just a quick moment of ego, the quick feeling of that inadequacy from, and I'm not saying it's a mental health thing, but just that quick of you didn't have my back, that quick wince, that quick feeling, that quick can change
Yeah.
us strategically in one situation. That's all I wanted to show.
It can. That is a fact. That is a fact. If you feel like you need the rescue rope and nobody throw it to you,
Yeah.
you feel some type of way.
And I just want to say this as me and well, I'm saying it's me and George. I know you're not a man, Shay, but problem solvers. Men are problem solvers. Men don't go and create problems. We solve problems. Another thing, a man loves his peace. I ain't gonna lie, I love my peace. If you take away my peace, I will cut you off. A man needs his peace. Long that man got his peace and that woman brings that peace to him, he will go the extra mile for her. He will, because he gets that peace from her. But because we already getting beat up in the world as it is. Why come home to World War III when the home will be the sanctuary?
Right, right. And men, y'all gotta make it the sanctuary. Don't expect the sanctuary.
Well, he
And
already don't. Well, he's already gonna be equipped already for
right.
that. He's
And
not
some
gonna
it's
be.
some
He's
men
not
that
gonna.
bring the penitentiary.
Well, for one, it goes back to him knowing himself. He got to know himself first. He has an identity crisis because he don't know himself. He's been taught information have been passed on from his parents. The parents passed on his parents. A lot of times we get some bad
When you said
information.
identity crisis, Mr. Brooks, do you know the difference between identity crisis and imposter syndrome? Or is this like one of them words that they've been kind of using interchangeably?
Nope. They are not interchangeable. What one of my diagnoses is dissociative identity disorder. That's the only thing I really feel comfortable speak on, and will do so. Uh, DID is caused by childhood trauma. The best way I can describe it is that when caused by stress or poor mental hygiene, or it's a flare up. It's just like cancer or any other health issue. You feel detached. You don't feel different personalities. You don't hear a whole lot of voices in your head. You're not barking at the moon. You're not doing none of this stuff. You just feel sort of out of body a little bit. You feel a little floaty. You just feel a little detached, and you just feel it's not a comforting thing because it actually is scary because you realize, okay, I feel detached. Let me just sit. So a lot of times when people are like that, they'll just be sitting very calm. One thing that you should always try to do, or one thing that I recommend, I do have a medical, sorry, no, I don't have a medical anything. I have a mental health first aid certification. And even before then, as a person dealing with a mental illness since about age 5, when I encounter someone that I think may be in distress, I don't ask them what's wrong. I don't never ask them that. It's a bad thing. I just be like, man, what you feel? What you feel? And it's like, okay, he gets it. It's like I asked somebody the first day I volunteered, and it's like I can tell they get it. Oh, he been there. He been on the 5150.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what we have to bring out to the streets because, and I'm in no way going to denigrate clinicians in any way, shape, or form, but I'm seeing on the real, and actually clinicians is really going to make the change. Now they can help bridge the gap as far as getting you grant money. They can help guide you, but so many of the actual on ground dirt under the nail work is only going to be respected by people that have actually been there.
And I feel like that's why eventually I would really love and hope and I pray all the time about it that they put life coaches under insurance. Like we need to be a benefit to help. Like, I mean, I was talking about this, I think, on the previous podcast. Like, life coaches can really help psychiatrists. We can really help um the people that have experienced these traumas, and we can really help them go back and really get help. I feel like the psychiatrist, you might only see that person one time. You're supposed to see them once a month. They don't want to come back because you're judging them. But you bring them to me. I'm gonna tell them why. I'm gonna explain why they treating you this way, why they doing this to make you want to go back. Like, yo, it's not done yet. You're not finished yet. Encourage them to keep going. And I would really love if they would just put us under. I mean, if they give us one insurance, I'll be happy.
Well, the thing
I'll be
is,
so happy.
and the thing is too, a lot of the problems that we're seeing in terms of mass shootings and other issues in the news, to me, just on a personal level, this is anecdotal, seems to be caused by unresolved issues over the years. Issues where a child may have gotten a diagnosis at around age 11, but not have been seen again since 16. So what was going on during that gap of time? Who was over the child's care at that point? The child was obviously in a school system. Who was he staying with? Where was the accountability there? And then you wonder what happens when you have an incident like this. So
Because the resentment that they done built up towards the psychiatrist or their counselor because they unraveling some things that are hard. And I feel like that is why they need a life coach to do the positive reinforcing, because you already go to the counselor and you just telling them a whole bunch of bad stuff. You
you
just
know,
spilling out your life. You just spilling out your life. So
right.
after you done that, it's kind of hard to go back because you kind of traumatized again. It's opening old wounds. That's
Yeah.
why life coaches are important for the positive reinforcement. I come behind you. I can say, hey, I know that was hard, but you did it, but you got through it.
Right.
And they need that. And I don't think, and I've tried to work with psychiatrists and they look at me as competition. And I wish they would not.
Do you know what you do? Sit down, get you a sheet of paper and make you a table. And you take your time and you start doing research. And it don't matter if it takes you a 1 day or 1 year. You get on LinkedIn, you get out, you press the flesh, cultivate you a good group of 5 people. A good group of 5 people. because people used to always tell me, "What do you bring to my table?" Earlier this year, you know what I said? I said, "Damn, now I'm gonna make my own table. Build your own table. Start today.
Right.
Build your own table. No cap. Build your table just for that, just for what you want.
Right.
Then you
That's
see, you build your own table. Then I can go over there and build a day table. See, y'all got to see at my table, but see, I got to see at yours. See, just
right.
y'all can call me if y'all hear about something that I might need. But oh, by the way, you know what? That might work on. I did that the other day for me.
Yeah.
You know, I think about my time. Oh, my home might need that. There you go.
Yeah.
That's my home. I got it.
Right.
Right.
That's how we. That's how we get ahead.
Oh yeah.
That's how.
Relationship is
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how we
Relationship.
got the first Black Wall Street. That's how they came about.
Yeah, that's true. Relationships is important. It's not about money. It's about building healthy relationships. Like George said, it's about information. Okay. Oh, I know. Okay, I know George. Here, get with George. I did him like that. Oh, get with George. Oh, get with George. Get with Shay. Get with Shay.
Right.
That's networks building health. That's building relationships. Cause we got relationships. You got to refer other people to that person. Okay. Oh, Shay do fitness. Here, talk to her. I
Yes.
did you like that before, Shay? Oh,
Yes.
I need somebody. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Talk to me.
Relationship. Yeah. That's why you said the Black Wall Street. That's where it came from.
We had to learn that, like you were saying, bartering information. Information is free.
Yeah.
Information is free. Like if anybody wants to talk to me, I tell people all the time, if you want to
Ain't
talk to me and
supposed to
have a
be.
conversation, that's free.
Ain't supposed to be. You better hook your friend up for the information. Come on, y'all. I'm being for real now. Just because, just make sure that we taking care of, make sure, that everything is right on that because
Mhm.
we have to pay for those resources.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Now, if it's some digging, I mean, of course,
yeah, we need to make sure that the resources, let me put it this way. The resources going to fortify the implementation of those resources should remain and come from that community.
hmm that's true.
So
That is so true.
That's it, man. We chopped it up here on tonight's podcast. Of course, we
I
thank
will.
everybody for tuning in and watching us. We live stream here on YouTube Live. Of course, every Tuesday night we're here. If you're on the West Coast, it's 5 p.m. If you Central Time, it's 7. If you're on the East Coast, it's 8. So we thank everybody for supporting us. We thank everybody for liking us, following our pages, of course, and just interacting with us. And we're very excited. I know next Wednesday morning me and Shay gonna be on another young man's podcast here in Dallas. Sit down, talk to him, chop it up with him on his podcast. So very excited. Big shout out today to cool me and him today as we're working out at Shay's studio. He came on the floor, just selling. He was selling burritos and stuff
He
like
was
that.
selling burritos, y'all.
And he does. But what I respect about him, George, he was confident in himself. Now it was another young man too on the floor. He was very confident in himself.
yeah,
They were
Very
yeah,
confident. We ran into some very confident people today.
we did.
And I had to exchange information. I had to exchange them because y'all, we be so quick to turn people away, right? Like most of the time, somebody come up to you and they talking, hey, we got some burritos, and if y'all want to come check it out, we probably be like, blah, 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 blah. But the new me, the business me, it's like, what? You want three? I'm gonna go get a burrito. I probably would have never got that burrito. I would have never went on three.
But the more the story was
it
integrity,
was,
being people by word,
yeah.
and that young man under that. Cause when he seen us come to the third floor, and we was at that door, he was excited.
Yeah, his face. I like his face lit up, y'all. So y'all learn to be a person of your word. You know,
Integrity is everything.
yeah, you'll be so surprised how people be looking forward to that and looking forward to you, and then we never know what more other doors are open after this.
Yeah, because character is everything. The Bible says a good name is better than riches.
That's right.
It's your character that will get you places.
Mm-hmm.
People will always refer you to other people because of your character.
Yep.
That young man, oh man, they people's of their word. They came through. And he'll let other people know, hey, you got to get them. They people they word. When they say they did do it, it's about integrity. I don't believe in we could make our mouth say anything, but it's our action that's gonna take us farther in life. Remember, that's part of our thing. We talk about integrity all the time. We talk about all that stuff, and that's something we have to practice in our life every day, not just in on here on the podcast, but also in our personal life also. Because that plays
Right.
a huge role in our personal life. So we had some great stuff here, of course. Okay, I know Shay, I know you got some stuff going on. So plug in Shay, what you got going on, so the audience can know how to get in contact with you, how can they set up a session with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you guys can always hit me up on Facebook. Follow me as Shanae. Gotta get it Fleming. Or you can follow me on all other social media platforms at I am Coach Shay. I am accepting new clients right now. So if you are ready, you missed the summer, so come on. You don't miss the summer now. The summer is unended. So come on, go ahead, get ready. The shed that went away, I'm really looking forward to showing people how to maintain their weight by being in the house, because this is the time of year where everybody mostly in the house. It's about to get cold. So definitely plug in with me, you guys. If you are not a part of my free community, it's the Dynamic Weight Loss and Wellness group, the accountability group. Definitely want to plug in with the free group. I'm gonna be running some free specials, so y'all can plug in. And we also about to have a raffle coming soon here on the podcast. So Fermin, let them know about the raffle that we're gonna have coming up soon.
Okay, we got a raffle coming up soon. It's called Eyes on the Prize. We're gonna be doing $100 gift card from Amazon, and it's gonna be like a $5 entry. And Shay will announce the winner on the podcast. So who wants that $100 gift card from Amazon?
Y'all
And
know
end to
y'all want.
end, it's just $5 in the end. Think about it, $100. If you just put $5 in, why $100? Everybody wants to try to spend the Amazon, but
Yeah, you
we're gonna
can
be
have as many entries as you want. So you can
right.
you can purchase as many entries as you like. And we can't wait to make that announcement who won that gift card.
That's it. So it's gonna be Eyes on the Prize. It's gonna be coming soon. And then when we get here, we're gonna have a deadline. We're gonna start have a deadline. And once we have a deadline, Shay will announce the winner on the night of the podcast. So be on tune out for that for Amazon gift card for $100. And I will be purchasing that. So we want y'all to just enter in. Hey, you never know when it's free. You never know. So hey, everybody want $100 gift cards because gift cards is the best way to go. Either cash or gift card. That's the best way to go. But on a lighter note, okay, our featured guest, George G, go ahead, announce what you got going on. I know you all around Dallas doing a lot of speaking engagements. You're doing a lot of interviews. How can the people get in contact with you? How can they set up a speaking engagement? How can they send in donations also?
Okay. The best way to reach me is at mettaassociation.org. You can donate via Cash App at $Meta Association. Email gbrooks at mettaassociation.org or call me at 214-810-6518. Available for speaking engagements, schools, churches. Um, Also available to help with other nonprofits. If you have an event where you may need some help or want to collaborate, I'm willing to work and volunteer and work with you as well. So this is great fun once again, and want to thank everyone for listening.
Man, awesome stuff. Like I said, want to give a big shout out to Anna C as well. I know she got stuck in her travels, so she wasn't able to be on. Big shout out to Kenny as well. He was on for a little bit, but he was on the road, of course. And I know Shay, you're gonna be on another platform as well next month. Elaborate on that also.
Yeah, so you guys, I got invited to be featured on the Hidden Images podcast. Well, that'll be September the 26th. So definitely look forward to that. I'm excited. And I just can't wait to be able to tap in with everybody. Yeah.
Man, that's what's up right there. So we want everybody to have a great night. Remember, remember the graveyard. Remember everybody that had one thing in common. They always thought about tomorrow, and tomorrow never happened. So live today like it's your last. And also remember, love yourself. Take your favorite drink tonight. Look yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself, I love you. I have your back. We're going to make it. You're a winner. You're an achiever. And most of all, you are the best. First. version of yourself. So love yourself. Fellas, love yourself. Respect yourself. Learn who you are first before you get into a relationship with a woman. Learn yourself. Before Eve came along, it was just God and Adam. Eve was nowhere to be found yet. It was just God and Adam. Then eventually, Eve came along when God presented Eve to Adam later on. So, fellas, learn yourself first. Learn who you are. Don't lead with your penis. They get you in a world of trouble. You worry about how fine she is, how she got her booty, she got titties. No, excuse me, get past all that. It's all about character. It's all about finding somebody you can be compatible. I'm looking for compatibility. A man looks for compatibility, being compatible to a woman. Okay, what can we be compatible in? That's what we had these conversations for. You sit down, you talk about these different stuff. When it comes to religion, when it comes to um affiliation, when it comes to politics, whatever you want to talk about, structure, household, how we're gonna raise the kids, how we're gonna have our marriage. That plays a role. So, fellas, look for compatibility. Can't stress that enough. And I learned this in my own personal life. Stop falling for the look. I'm not saying lower your standards. Stop falling for the looks. Look for compatibility. And your marriage and your relationship will be the best thing once you learn how to look for compatibility. That's all I want to say. Joy, you want to elaborate on that?
Man, look for accountability. Be ready to accept compromise. Be ready to accept accountability. Be ready to accept a lot of growth. And when you accept that growth and you experience it, it's a beautiful thing. So, and then when you get to grow with that other person, that makes it even more special. And with that, that's what you build a relationship out of.
And that's it. And fellas, too, if you got kids, especially boys and if you got kids, men, be an example to your young boys how you treat their mother. That's important too. Because they see you treating her right, they see you treating her like a woman, they see you loving on her, they see you doing those things, they gonna do that. They gonna be like that. They say, okay, daddy did that. If you got a daughter, treat the mom, you know what I'm saying? Treat the mom with utmost respect. She's gonna look for a man like her dad. We gotta lead by example too. We just all over the place, George.
Yeah, we just we got to do more of these.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, but I'm looking forward to. We're gonna have to. It's time to clean up, George. We got a lot of cleaning up to do. We hear about the problem. Now we gotta bring solutions. Like you said, accountability. And I know she had to go, but I know you're talking about accountability. So we gotta do more of this. So we got a lot of work to be doing. And that start with me first. Sometimes I start writing down, George. I start writing down stuff. I started re-examining myself. I started going over things over my life last night. I was married before too, and I just going over what can I have done better. I don't put everything on her. I put on what can I done better. I admit that I felt as a leader. I felt as a leader when it came to a husband. I felt as a leader when it came to the children. We didn't have any together, but she had kids, and I look over that stuff, and I will. When you get married, marriage is something serious. It's nothing lightly. You have to take marriage seriously. You have to. This is the person you say you're gonna be with. This person you say you're gonna build with. We got a lot of work to be doing, man. We got a lot of work to be doing.
Yeah.
We do. But we're gonna really to be chopping this up. I know we're gonna be we got Saturday Night Live Part 2 coming up on Saturday, September 10th.
Okay.
We're gonna be talking about this kind of topic, and I hope we bring solutions and not just glorify the problem, but just bring solutions. Let's learn how to come to a common ground, because we keep going around this mountain too long, Joe. We keep going around this mountain and we're not getting the results we need.
We just end up circling the drain, and the time for that is pretty much over. So yeah, we'll finally get some resolution and get around the right people. And you get around the right people with the right energy, then you'll notice that things start to happen.
Yeah, and it's not for everybody, and everybody
Yeah,
won't get it. That's why the Bible says, I wish that all men might be saved. Everybody's not gonna get it. Everybody's not gonna get it. You can't get upset. You can't get upset with them if they don't want it. They don't want it. keep doing your thing, but we gotta bring a solution now. We gotta be better in our own personal lives. We gotta be better, and get some urgency about ourselves. Get some structure about ourselves. Men too, men. We gotta get some structure about ourselves too when it comes to our life. Get some structure, get some discipline. Like I said, get some coaching, get some mentoring as well. This stuff gonna help you out in the long run. But we press for time. I know it's 8:30. We want everybody to have a great night. We're gonna see y'all here next Tuesday night on the same time, same channel here on Facebook live streaming. Also, me and Shay will be on another podcast next Wednesday morning at 10:30. Like I said, big shout out to Day, the young man we met today at Shay's studio. He was on the floor. We met him today or whatever. A lot of great guys, very energetic, ambitious, go-getter, got urgency about ourselves. I respect that. So we're gonna be on that on next Wednesday. Till then, y'all have a great night, and we'll see y'all next time here on Walk in His Ways Impact Wars Podcast. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.
All right. Good night.